Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the 2026 PBA World Series of Bowling, uh, Chameleon, uh, Championship, if I said it correctly. So, it is now the semi-finals, and this today's today's video. It's a semi-final and the championship race to two. So sit back, relax, and also enjoy the show. You know what? There's 12, but it's down to 4 PBA pros now. So enjoy the show. If I had the volume. Yep, there we go.
Strike Lakefield just minutes for the Twin Cities. It's time to crown a champion at the 17th World Series of Bowling in the Chameleon Championship. 4 bowlers left, only one will take home the trophy. In the semifinals, top seed Jason Belmonte will take on the 5th seed Kyle Sherman. And the 6th seed Santu Tahabanainen goes head-to-head with 2 seed Darren Tang. In his first ever show as a two-hander all the way to the semifinals. Welcome back alongside the Hall of Famer Chris Barnes. I'm Dave Ryan. Final 4 here. Barnesy in our Chameleon Championship. This should be fun.
This should be great. And we have some pretty big advantages, some interesting storylines. Belmo's kind of back, really. Since his break, he's been fantastic since then. He's going to get Sherman, though, and Sherman had probably the better look on the fresh. Match number 2, Tang versus Santu. I'm sure Santu likes bowling second. He'd much rather bowl on the burn than on the fresh.
This is the World Series of Bowling. International stars are here in the Final 4. Let's recap quarterfinal action here, Chris. With quarterfinal number 1.
Yeah, number 1, and guess who? The world's greatest of the last generation for sure here is back at it again on the Chameleon pattern for the 4th time trying to be. But Sherman, who's had all the answers so far, was just looking to throw 10 shots and get out of here. Well, he's going to throw 30 of them at least. So, been great through 2 matches. And then Santu, the big, powerful Finn, maybe the most powerful bowler to ever come out of Scandinavia. He is owning the lanes right now. 2 big games. Had some good breaks in the first one, bowled a great second match. Followed by Captain Comeback, the two-hander. Now, bowled the biggest game of the second round. And
that's crazy.
There you go, Book Kroll, the biggest game from the first round. So, I'm not sure he wants to go to his spare shooting, but the rest of it was fantastic.
Belmore on top seed. 2:15 game for him. In these conditions, what adjustments to see Jason making to try for a bigger score?
I wouldn't be surprised if he throws urethane on the fresh this time around. As you can see here, he's throwing it in practice. He's on that right pair, I believe, which is the one that Boog had so much success on early on, following Sherman, who also bowled great on it. So I think he's going to throw urethane. I think he's going to be a handful. Sherman's going to be right there on top of him. The start-stops can't be great for Kyle on his back right now, and he'll have his hands full for sure.
Kyle Sherman knocked off Jacob Buttrip, 206-181. Next up for Sherm, one of the greatest of all time, Belmo Sherman, semifinal number 1. It's coming up next on CBS Sports Network.
The PBA World Series of Bowling on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Go Bowling. For friends and family fun, head to GoBowling.com to find a center near you.
Back in Lakeville oil pattern, the Chameleon 39 feet. Chris, break it down for us.
Well, what you're going to see is urethane basically right through here in the first match, and then Sanju is going to move to probably fourth arrow and try and go around it once there's some breakdown there. But it looks like both Belmonte and Sherman are going to go with the same plan that they did the first time around. We're not using right pair, left pair. We're using the two middle lanes. The key will be that left lane, as that pair seems like it hooks a little more in the front and a little tighter down lane.
All right. We'll sign the conditions here. Trophies on the line. Anaheim won the Cheetah last night. Belmo will start. Head-to-head with Kyle Sherman from the broadcast booth to the lanes, trying for his first title of the year. Challenging conditions. First couple of rounds. Lower scores. Belmo 215, Sherman a 206 in his last match after 244 for Kyle against Riley Woodard to begin play.
Yeah, the trophy is
against the legend top-seeded Jason Belmonte.
clean.
Single elimination semifinal matches. The championship match for the Cheetah title is a race to 2.
Based on what we've seen so far, I'm not surprised to see Jason start so he can finish on that lane, on what is now the right lane, which was the better of the two. Sorry.
Didn't like it.
Little distraction off to the right as the crowd gets settled back down in after the break.
What gets us going in the semis?
Ooh.
High hit. 3-6.
Uh-oh. It could probably sweep the pins.
Face not leaving the 9 pin, which is a good break at this point, which we saw
Yep.
earlier.
It did it again.
Tony, it's been reset.
So the pins have been reset here, as Belmo points out to Tony Lanning, our tournament director. To put the 3-6-10 back up for Belmo.
Same as we saw earlier, it must have been on second cycle from the practice session.
2011, 2019, 2020 champion in this event. The Chameleon throughout his incredible career. 15 majors, that's an all-time PBA Tour record. He's won every edition of the World Series of Bowling. 3 World Championship titles. 8 overall at WSOB for Belmo. These numbers are staggering.
He has bowled all of them, which helps, but nonetheless, no legend other than EJ's anywhere close.
Okay.
All right, pin's been respotted. Watch
Uh-oh.
out, and a miss of a 3-pin early for Belmo, facing a distraction there, but Jason Belmonte shows he's human. All right, so Kyle Sherman watching all that. Fighting severe back problems we talked about at the top of the broadcast. He wasn't sure he'd compete in this Chameleon. 2 hours prior, he told me, I'm not going to do it. I don't think I can. A lot of stretching.
Sheesh. Yeah, a lot of things going on here. You got some issues on the left lane. You got a different pace of play. Everything's kind of changed now. It's kind of quiet in here.
Alright, now it's on. First ball now. Lots of screw-ups.
Kyle Sherman.
And it just went light.
Getting worse. 2-pin just for Kyle this time.
Clean the wrong one. That's pretty good. Said you clicked the wrong one. We talked about ball. I assume that's what he was talking to. Lots of times with urethane, you re-hit them with just a touch of the same surface that had on them before each time. In between each game as it's another round. So you're allowed to do that.
That's the mark. Well, this loading gate here. Get this match going.
Yeah.
Riley Woodard and Jacob Buttriff for Kyle to get this far. Second frame.
Okay.
Better shot.
It's gonna be hard to even beat, but maybe we'll see. Okay.
This is a great shot. Go over 12, just around the tracer there on the 9th board. You'll watch that Belmonte may be able to get away with getting a little further right of that just because of his higher rev rate and speed control.
Bowman got early off the open. He like that one out of his hands for good reason. 2-pin.
He's opted to be a little firmer too.
Good nine. Considering?
He's just not as locked in as we've seen him in earlier spots right now. He's more aware of everything going on right now, and guy who's really good at blocking things out on a regular basis.
That's the mark. Bowman talked about has won this event 3 times. How about back to 2011, November 19th of that year? WSOB 3, South Point Hotel Casino in Vegas. Community Championship final match. Belmo got by the Hall of Famer Sean Rash, 268-191. Belmo's second career PBA title after winning the 09 Long Island Classic. A young Jason Belmonte. Who knew then how great he would be?
The second title is often the most important title for a lot of guys because it's kind of the I've proven it.
Second though.
And you can see the Arsenal right here. He has some pretty strong balls. Right now he's going with IQ 2 or 78. Used a monsoon a lot to get there in the other center. These two rocks are at the top.
His third frame.
All right.
Better speed there. First one's
Okay.
considerably firmer than that. Just got to dial into what feel he wants to go with. A lot of options.
Talk about Bowman being 8th on the points list. 4th with TOC for Belmo this year, checking Sherman's arsenal.
Also with IQ 2 or 78. Also with Rockstar in mind. But he's got a bionic above that. The go-to ball on the tour this year for the guys with a thumb in it on the Storm staff.
Look out. Okay. Could have been worse.
Didn't like that in his hand.
Yeah, that was just like Belmo said. That's a good 9 right there. Belmo was firm and a little right at target. That was left at target. Actually, it was closer to catching a trip 4 than I think he would have ever imagined early on. So, with the spare here, we'll still have the lead. No matter what Belmonte does in the 4th frame, but to take that as a win at this point.
Back to your pro, trying for his 3rd career PBA Tour title. The back problems, but has a lead. Your favorite pros on today's show. Bowling Perfect Game. Everyone in America can receive a free game of bowling courtesy of Go Bowling. To pre-register, visit GoBowling.com and sign up for the Go Bowling Free America promotion. Not this match.
Nope, won't be this one.
Turn your phones off, please.
Fourth for Sherman, works on a spare.
Okay then. I could definitely hear whose phone that is.
Because of the format, the back-to-back shifts
If
that we
that's
have going on,
what it was.
is normally you run the lanes, they sit for 20 minutes. In this case, they run them, they sit for 3-4 minutes, then they practice on them right away. I believe they're using Glide oil today. Lanes haven't sat very long. The lanes are traveling faster. and the referees, there's nobody really developing the right that much. So lanes are going to be trickier here for a little while.
Belmont comes to a one-pin deficit. Got some help.
Okay.
Has the strike.
Not the shot, but
Excellent shot
he'll
making here early on. These first 4 or 5 frames
take it.
overcome, and that's no doubt why they're using urethane, because it blends out the lane as much as possible.
Seven-time player of the year, last time at 22. Rookie of the year. Oh, the guy by the way, Chris Barnes, TJ Tommy Jones, EJ Tackett, Mike Albee to win both PBA Player of the Year and Rookie of the Year in one career. Good job, CB.
Once upon a time.
You're still great. Belmont trying to regain the greatness of all those accolades.
Trip four, yes sirree.
The trip forward.
Here he comes.
Right and a lead in the fifth.
Here you go. You can see it this time. Up 8 was a little up the lane, not quite as left to right through the front. Very fortunate that that ball laid off there and then tripped the 4 on top of it. Temporarily takes the lead.
Right back here in the fifth.
Oh no.
2-5 stands.
Went light.
That's actually pretty good.
I was going to say that looked really good off his hand too, and it got about the 30-foot mark and it just pushed. When a ball hits that much of the head pin, it doesn't touch the 5. It's not hooking down lane hardly at all.
47th for Colin, the points list entering this week in suburban Minneapolis. Top 10 drop home and doubles in Portland, Maine with his buddy and YouTube creator, Brad Miller. Tied for 9th.
Look out.
That's a
Okay.
spare. The root danger a bit there.
A bit. Sure.
10th at the Ohio Classic, in Columbus, 14th Euro Classic, Rochester. 3 events leading up to the TOC.
He's had some very solid finishes. He wasn't that far at one point of making the show in Columbus. Finish was actually, for as close as he was to the show, was quite a bit lower, I believe. And we're starting to see, as he's gotten healthier, he's seeing more of that potential that we've been talking about for 5-6 years.
Sixth frame for Kyle, what's on a spare? Okay.
Good shot.
Alright.
Good length up. Halfway home for a semifinal on CBS Sports Network. The World Series of Bowling rolls on. It's Belmont, it's Sherman. The first semi. Winner to the championship round. We're having race to 2 title tilts. All coming up from WSOB 17. TV, take a look at the Bowl TV highlights last night. Cheetah Championship. Packy Hanrahan, third career PBA Tour title. Dominating the bracket in the Cheetah. Race the 2 championship match with Matt Sanders this week. 237, 192, 265, 227. Pumped up Packy. His family here. Dad, also Packy. Mom is here. Happy Mother's Day to moms out there for sure. Broadcast schedule. Event champion, so the Cheetah goes to Packy, Chameleon, the tournament tonight here on CBS Sports Network, then Scorpion and Shark. Kyle Sherman's in on the Shark show as well. All roads lead to Thunderbolt, Allen Park, Michigan, outside Detroit. The World Championship on June 13th on CBS Sports Network, first round, and then on CBS and streaming live on Paramount Plus for the World Championship in 2026. That'll break Belmo by 9. 6th frame for a 19-pin lead.
Oh no.
Yes!
Are you kidding me?
How about the strike?
Houdini brother.
I like that one too.
He might have liked it, but it was left to target.
Move one balloon.
How did Wookie trip to 3-6-10 though?
Yeah, his shot before
Like
was
that.
an 8-9. That was a 10-11. He might have moved left. after that.
I was
so he
like
could catch a little
surprised
more,
why I
that picked
just
up in the
saw
front.
that.
The good news for him, he's probably
Gee,
moving
that's
to 3
crazy.
to 4 if he wants, and get to the part of the lane where he's really, really good with urethane. I feel like he's not
I have
trapped in
no
the
idea
front.
what the very last time that was.
7 frame, 5-bagger, 29-pin lead on the line. Good shot,
Wow.
10-pin.
Yeah, excellent shot behind it. Bad news for Sherman is he loses 10 more pins on the order of it.
Miguel?
Oh my goodness.
Oh my.
Goodness me.
I can't believe
How
what I just saw.
that?
A missed 10-pin for Belmont. And it's so interesting.
Wow.
Chris, we talked about distractions. You brought that up earlier at the beginning of this match. Here's the missed 10-pin. He told us pre-match, occasionally it's happened this year to him, where something will happen just off one of his lanes. He gets distracted. It was before he could overcome all that.
Well,
It not quite happening anymore.
yeah, some of the things when you mature, your focus sharpens, but you are open to sometimes to more distractions than before. Good
Seven frame here.
hyper-focus.
Partner for Sherman in a lead. Got it.
All
Takes
right.
advantage of the missed 10-pin in the open frame for Belmonte.
And this thing completely flips. He's like almost that close to going up by, I guess it was 20 plus. Now he's down 6. One shot later. Last shot kind of spun by it just a little bit. Looks like he gets a little bit more of a handful. Makes sure that it picks up in that 25 to 28 foot range, so it can't get down into that jet wash of carry down from the urethane.
Oh guys,
Top
don't
10
do this.
Cobras PBA Ohio Classic in Columbus.
Okay, thank you.
Best so far for Kyle Sherman.
He thought that
That's
how
yours.
it doesn't even
Wow.
hook us, but
His script has been flipped here.
that's about
Late going.
Bonnie
Semifinal
said
number one.
after that miss, 10 pin spared.
8th go by 14. Rocket
Missed
lead.
the bucket.
Match shifts again.
I'm pretty sure he thought that was going to hit the pocket, and then it ends up being 6 on top of it. He gets really hurt on the count here. And with a very difficult
Yeah, I
spare.
could tell his face.
This lane all the way through is hooked
I
earlier
think
and then a
Jason
little
Belmonte
tighter down
did,
lane. He's not even going to opt to hook at it.
struggle
He's
a
going to
bit.
throw the spare ball.
Oh, give it back.
Look out
Not
and
lucky.
no.
5 stands on the bucket. And the match shifts dramatically
And I
again.
knew it.
With Kyle had the upper hand after Belmos
miss.
opened down. Belmos up 12. A roller coaster match here in semi number 1. What's happening here, Chris?
Well, we're just seeing a ton of transitions. What's going on? We talked about it, that when the lanes don't sit a long time, we flip to a 3-1 favorite now.
Yeah, that's not the way to go.
The ball travels down lane so much faster.
Right, Belmo looking for the bounce back. That was a bit off target. 2-pin.
I really think that's closer to the shot that he struck on
Fusion.
back in the 4th frame, but it was firmer. And it's because the other shot actually hooked early. It was just because it was in. That was
Yeah,
at
that's-
7-8. It might have been a board right of what he was really trying to do. Difference between Kyle and Belmo there is Belmo leaves a relatively easy single pin versus leaving the bucket.
Does have the mark. Takes the lead. His foundation frame works on a spare. Late open for Kyle is a disaster.
You see Kyle standing up in the back there. Normally players do sit down, but
Trying to keep that back loose.
yeah, when you have back trouble, sitting is one of the worst things you can do. So he's asked for and received permission to Standing stay still. Big shot here.
There you go.
Tattoos the whack. Wow. Highway through the 1-3 pocket. 60 feet to success. Belmonte, huge strike.
He leaves his own destiny in his own hands now, but he has to go back to lane that he struggled on. Before the match started, that seemed like the right choice, the smart choice to finish on that right lane, but it's become a little bit of a mess for him. Cal now really in a must-strike situation. He can strike out for 214. If he does strike the 9th, 10th, and 11th, he would force Belmo to get the first one at least.
That was left, and it is.
This crosses over for Rowan. Strike.
High shot. 3-6.
Up.
Again, it's what I used to call high school, when you let the left lane, the one lane carry over to the next lane. Throws a decent shot on the one lane, it wiggles, you leave the bucket. You try and make it hook on the lane you don't need to make it hook on. That time he got in front of it, never got it to his break point.
Excuse me.
They need to all three in the 10th to make Belmo 9 spare 9 to win. Or any spare 9, just to fill 19.
Call the 11th seed Shark Championship. Monty Russell's the top seed. That's coming up later at the World Series of Bowling. Saw the stats pop up, provided by Lane Talk. All the information you could possibly want. Download the Lane Talk app and see how your game stacks up against the best. LaneTalk.com. Sure.
Nope, it did not. It did not. Oh.
God dang it, Kyle.
The lane's just traveled a little bit too far. I actually thought that was a pretty good shot. Urethane exacerbates carry down tremendously, as anyone bowling in tournaments and followed one knows. It's really easy to sit
got it.
in my seat and second guess or whatever, but you have a couple options in this case. You can lock the front, which some guys do to eliminate that early hook spot. Saves a little energy and rolls through there. Or you move left and you slow down, but you have to be quite a bit slower to let it roll through that puddle that's behind the hook in the front. Which I expect Belmonte to do moving forward.
I don't care who wins, so.
Create some strikes in the 10th frame. Make them all show up.
Well, now on the strike, we'll need 9 total in 2 shots.
Somehow I think he meant that.
Great shot.
There's that strike.
All right. There we go.
193 for Kyle Sherman in his 3rd match. 244 and 206 against wins over Woodard and Jacob Buttriff. Belmonte needs 9. For the win.
Now it hooks.
Now that thing hooks.
7.
Well, just need 2.
6, 7 split. Just needs 2. Total 9.
Now that thing hooks, he said. It's. I have no idea what is wrong.
4-7 has that. Does have to win, but it wasn't easy. Little drama at the end.
Wins by 184 to 183.
Goodness. That was interesting.
Very fortunate that wasn't a Greek church or a Big Four. That would have been devastating right there. He's got some big decisions to make going into that final match. As what he's doing right now will probably not be good enough.
So Belmo by 1 over Sherman is through to the
Pretty
championship
sure
race.
that's why it's not going to be easy.
Darren Tag next. In the second semi, it's on the way from Lakeville. Jason Belmonte, 215-194 games. The second, a one-pin win over Kyle Sherman, the 5th seed, battling the back injury. Joined now by Chris Barnes.
Well, I'm here with Kyle, and you had some issues today. You came in, you said at one point, I'm just going to throw 10 shots and get out of here. It turned into a lot more than that. How do you feel?
I'm ready to be done bowling. No, it was good. You know, I tried my best. Didn't really have a whole lot of power behind it today. Just tried to kind of keep it around the second arrow up the lane, and we almost got there.
How did things change between match 1 and then match 2 and then match 3?
Yeah, they were tighter. I was able to kind of get my urethane to come off of it. And that last match, I couldn't as well. I tried to pull the savvy better move, letting Belmo wait a little bit there, a little re-rack, because, you know, he might be nervous. Almost got him. But, no, he bowled great. Good luck to him in the finals, and hopefully we can get this back ready for Shark.
That's right. Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
All right,
Okay.
Thanks, Chris. Thanks, Kyle.
So he
Well
will
done by Kyle
be
Sherman, best
back
finish of the year.
for
Darren
tomorrow
Tang.
then.
Take the two-handed act.
Well,
head-to-head
actually,
with
it's-
Santu to Havanine, and coming up next, practice continues here in Lakeville.
Like,
Second
I'm not
semi
going
on
to
the
be
way to see who takes on
watching,
Belmo
but
in the race to 2 to win the Chameleon Championship.
But I know that he is back today because today is Monday. But yeah, hopefully his back injury it'll be a lot better when he'll be when there's a new video will be uploaded. So according if there's a replay of that, then I can do that too, but I'm not sure if it's possible. So maybe we'll see how Kyle Sherman does this evening. So, and then for tomorrow, then we will go ahead and watch the Shark Championship. So,
Packed house. Shrine, Lakeville, Minnesota. Hey, Chris, our entire crew. World Series of Bowling 17 rolls on here on CBS Sports Network. A bowling bonanza. Taking over CBSSN. 4 days and nights. 20 hours of coverage. 8 champions to be crowned. Second on the PBA Tour side. Great time. Montez through 1-pin win over Kyle Sherman in the semis.
pretty sure he's going to struggle a bit. I think Derek Tang is probably the best of winning this.
Takes on Belmo in the race to 2. Got the pins set, re-racked here, and spotted and ready to go.
Alright, now everything is on first ball. Excuse me.
Over Dio Bernard, Jason Sterner.
Rain Tempin.
For Santu.
I think he's actually pretty pleased about that. He thought that was too far right, was going to break loose. And hit the 3-pin and actually got back to the pocket. Bad news was a ring in 10.
Saw it first 2 games, 232, 245 for Santu.
Whoa, hold on. What just happened?
He's going to get another swing at that one.
Whew. I have never seen that. Was it that to the lane or someone just pushed the reset
Yeah,
button?
certainly. That lane every time, the first frame, it has swept the swept the spare off. I don't
Huh.
really know why.
And my heart just pounded right there. I have never
Situation, but in this
seen
case,
that.
He might have missed it. He was going to the channel.
yeah,
I was distracted.
except he had obviously a distraction.
Yeah,
But
the rack coming down there, it's not easy. But okay, we'll get this all respotted, redone, and the last 10 minutes.
My gosh.
That was wacky.
Glad it broke a machine there because it almost just swept. I was calm.
While we have a moment, Chris, weekday morning, 6 Eastern. on CBS Sports
That was the
Network.
very
The
first
epic duo
time
for
I have
quarterback Boomer
ever
Esiason and
seen.
Greg Giannotti discussing the hottest topics in sports.
Gee, that was
Boomer and
absolutely
Gio.
crazy.
great show.
It's awesome show.
These
Great
darn
wisdom
things
today.
has to stop doing that. Oh gosh, that
Yeah, we're going
machine.
to wait for the respot. It's interference in this case because the rack came down and the ball, even though in this case it would have hit the gutter,
The sweeper is strong, so
Let's check it out again.
yeah. And obviously you can see partway down, well, see from the back, but this was happening as he was throwing it.
I think someone is
And so,
in the back of that.
Obviously well down before that.
So lucky
There's
strike
a visual
lane. So
distraction element of it too, that's just a more difficult thing to
I think if
police, but,
there
the
was
fact
a
the rack was
person
in the way,
is
made it impossible to make it either way.
that probably he must have done
All right,
something.
there's a tip in. Respot.
There it is.
It was an interesting break for Sansu.
Yeah,
Wait quite a while to shoot this
I was
Yeah.
important
in a
spare.
little
Well, the last
shock
tip
there.
in, he missed left.
All right.
I'm gonna assume that was
Now
pretty
let's
big
try,
distraction. That
it
was gonna
again.
miss to the right.
There we
John
go.
Wall got Sansu after all that.
All right.
4-4 in his career on TV. He's a delightful young man. He's so fun to talk to.
Probably from Hughes' viewpoint, worth the wait.
All
Sure is.
Right?
right.
All right. From Vegas, also bidding for a second title here at Chameleon.
Going with concept again, same as he did in his last match.
Semifinal starts for Darren Tang.
Nope.
Then an arrow for the
Two-pin
right
there.
though, which would make sense. There hasn't been nearly as much play. A match and a practice session last
Yeah, I could have not
At least
control
the second match
of
would
on
have 3
myself.
games on it before he got to it.
Am I good? Is it gonna rack?
Thank you so much for
Fair,
this.
but
If
it's only
it's
happened on the left
gonna
lane. I
rack.
think he's safe.
We've had a few issues.
Oh man. Nope, it didn't.
There we go. He's now 1 for 5.
I think
now.
that's why.
Or 2 for 5.
Now I'm sorry.
Take a look at Darren's arsenal here. Furcock to the top. Concept is he's hooking up the balls there at 5.0, and he's just using that for control. Doesn't flare very much, so it's going to allow him to keep his angles straighter through the front.
His second frame of the semis. A shot to attempt.
That's a good break.
In that case, it was, gave him a little trip forward there and a shot that was inside a target. Nice look overhead. Crosses 18th arrows just on the right side of that tracer down
That's a
lane.
trip
He's
410
probably
there.
get to 7-8.
Boy, the 10 got tripped up, didn't it?
All right.
It's not too nice. On the money.
Really good shot there. He's got the most varied strike music of any of the players.
Create a playlist. Let's check his arsenal.
Over VIP is Evoke Hysteria, which I believe is what he's using on the left lane. And then the Super Rally, I believe, is using on the right lane.
Pick up.
Man,
Great ball reaction.
he is so strong. Big paw.
Rushes the 1-3 pocket, all 10 down. Level a 10-pin lead.
Now this one goes way around the tracer down there. It's still going to the right, as a matter of fact, when it's at that tracer and already right of it. It's behind it and then faces up, goes to the pins perfect.
73 in Sioux Falls, South
Tango
Dakota.
2C.
Uh-oh.
Pays price.
Pays the
3,
price.
6, 7, 10 split.
Player looks at the lane like that, it's because he's a little confused of what and where it's hooking at right now. Let's see, 2 and the 4 just fall dead sideways. Nothing takes out the 7. Seen players try and hook it at the 3, 6, 10 with not much luck. Almost everything's got the 6-pin has stayed there, so he's just going with the spare ball.
No. Over frame.
Cross lane, 7-pin stands though.
Big early advantage to Santu.
Tough conclusion on that split. So third frame open. Down 22.
Another ball change here. Going to the ball that was top on his list of strength. Now for Crux.
See what pays off for him. 10 pin.
10 pin there.
I thought that was in, and it pushed across the head.
That was a voice crack.
Kind of good news. I think he's still a little unclear about what
Hopefully it
where some
doesn't
of
do
these
that crappy thing
shots are
again.
going to do. Makes it very tough to commit when you don't see the picture clearly.
Alright, got it.
Cross lane has the single pin spare conversion. 10. Hole with the open frame. Santu for the turkey. Tried to go up by 32 here in the fourth frame.
Oh, he
Comes in high, baby. Split
hates
for
it.
10.
Yeah, you could hear him groan halfway down the lane. That was inside of target. Could have been a little bit more fortunate, but he's trying to get around 18, 19 at the arrows, and that was about 21. Would have rather left the 6 with this. 310.
Got it?
Perfectly. He's great as spares.
Nice cover there, baby. Split 310. 2022 PBA Rookie of the Year. This the entire season with a knee injury. 2024. Win probability stats.
Wow.
Currently heavily favoring the
4.5 to 1.
Finland.
Little moments like that get overlooked. It's just making a 310, but it's worth another double later on.
Ah, 10 pin again.
Shot no break, 10 pin.
Stop my way for a second.
This time I wait for a second. I don't know if Belmo laughed, but this is a pretty good shot, but he didn't put quite the big paw on this one like he did the last one. Little soft 10.
Okay with that one?
Filling frames.
And staying clean, that's all that matters.
Well, and right now with Darren's look, I mean, I'm just judging body language, but doesn't seem super sure of what and when, or what distance his ball is going to hook. So this shot will tell you a lot about what the rest of the game is going to look like for Darren.
Trying to make a 5-year streak without a title.
It's not a good shot.
Big shot didn't line
Not
up.
a good
Brooklyn
oh
misses
my
the head pin.
gosh.
1-3. Wow. Way wide left.
Yeah, this just goes back to what I talked about. When you're not seeing the picture clearly, when you're not really, you're just not able to commit to what you're trying to accomplish. And it looks like he's standing further right on that right lane, so something about it's telling me it's quite a bit tighter for him. Not maybe missed that far
Doesn't-
left. Thanks.
Does cover, but still down 21 pins. Big Big miss on his first shot here, fifth. One stroke of the match, the second frame for him. Two strikes, three spares for Santu through five.
Jets. Oh my gosh, Darren Tang. Wow.
Just the nine.
Pretty fortunate. Again, here he's trying to get it to around 19, 20. That was about 21, 22.
Way left again.
That's a big miss for someone of this caliber. He's really just got to clear the picture up and get committed to what's going on.
All right, Chris, not a pin there. Tang in trouble. Santu in the driver's seat.
Yes, can Darren make the moves that he needs to make this competitive, or is Santu going to close him out as bowling takes over CBS Network?
Santu. Last second advice from Tour Brett Spangler. It's the lanes again. Semifinal number 2. See, takes on Jason Belmonte in the championship match. Race to 2 here from suburban Minneapolis. Out of the break. Works on a spare, 6th frame. Up 22 in good shape, but gotta seal the deal. Santu.
Are you kidding me?
Break into the 7-10. No.
Well, I was about to say, based off the first half,
Yeah.
it's just Santu's match to win or lose. It's all up to him. It looks like he's just a little bit firm coming out of the break here. You watch the ball get a little behind the head pin. The 5 gets paralyzed instead of going into the 10.
Oh, that's a big miss.
On top of it,
This is the 10, so that hurts. Count.
and that leaves him, effectively another mark in play.
Big shift.
Yeah. There you go, 57 to 42.
Number was adjusted. 10 pin.
Just a little bit firm too compared to what he was doing earlier. The shots, his hands a little more behind it, a little more up in the air, and it came off of it. It's just a little bit more around it and a little firm, and so it's just getting slightly behind the head pin. That time the 5 nothing gets in the way. It blocks the 5 over, but not 10. And now all of a sudden, if Darren can find a way to clear the picture up and make some good shots, he can take the lead.
Another challenge. And that with his trips as well. Commercial break. Long-time member of Team USA.
Back to the concept. Same ball I used before. A little cleaner, won't make this angle so steep.
It's a new match for him. His 7th frame.
7 pin?
Really, probably his
Never
best
get
shot of
a
the game.
break.
Threw that one good, knew where it was going, and could have used a little good fortune to strike there, but just paralleled everything left, got away from the hang to the right that was scaring him, and now using a ball that doesn't make the left so extreme
Got it.
where it gets away from him and runs away with him.
Well, it has the mark. Keeps things very interesting here in our second semifinal. Weekdays on CBS Sports Network. CBS HQ Spotlight crew keeps you up to date on all the top stories with highlights and in-depth analysis. Darren told us pre-show he was due to get clicking here on tour. Long wait between titles. Frustrated with his ball. Chance for redemption here in Minneapolis. Help across the deck for the 10 pin. Down it goes.
Best shot of the game for him. Sign of life. And finally building some confidence. Watch the head pin here. Crosses about 18th arrows just around the tracer. Head pin to the wall. Helicoptering around. Gives a little spinning back kick to the back of the head. Bang.
There's some motion there for Darren. Back to Santu. Crossing over. 6 pin for Santu.
Yeah.
Darren to the 2-minute style after last year's 2025 US Open. Just not pleased with the way things are going. This World Series of bowling has been a lot about redemption stories and getting back on top. There's the mark. We saw it on the PBA 50 side with Jason Couch winning today.
It's kind of a Bryson DeChambeau type thing where he hit the ball pretty far, but he was 425 rev rate wise. Now he's in the 500s. He just moved into a distance and a power that lets him play with the big boys out here.
Got it.
That's more what we saw earlier. That was more aggressive. A little quicker. That one comes off the spot. 212 is his max score. Darren taking a re-rack on this right lane. Max score for Darren, 214. Max score for Santu, 212.
Fantastic finish here. Second semi. As he takes on Isabel Bonte and breaks the 2 championship match at Chameleon. Shot of the match for Tang for a lead. Ninth frame. Needs it. Yes. He's on top.
It's amazing to watch body language. He stood up that time, and from the jump, as he came up on the approach, he looked like he was sure of where he was going. This shot, 18, right through 7 down lane. Shaker, headpin does all the work. Now he's got ball in hand going to the 10th frame, double and 9.
2 strikes and 9 to shut out Santu on the bench. For the first. Got that, trick 10 pin.
Snaps the 10 out. It's hard sometimes with the urethane balls, or in this case, this lower flaring ball like this. Watch the second pin from the right. Gets in there, digs in, gets out of that flat gutter, and snaps the 10 out. Kicks it out the bottom. Huge shot for Darren.
That's what he needs. Anything less than Santu has a chance in the 10th. Second strike in the 10th frame.
No, it does not get it.
2-10 split. That's how well.
Big
So that
there.
really affects the count.
Now there's the part. 1 here gets him 201, which Santu, he can't shoot 202. Strike 9 spare would be 201. I think you want to make sure you get the 1 here. As much as it'd be nice to get the spare, get the 1 here and make sure that he has to double to beat you.
2 good yes, 10 no. 201 is Darren's score in the second semi.
Strike 9 spare is a tie. Double the win.
Looks for the first. Santu.
Darren Tang advances to the championship.
7th pin and Darren Tang on the bench has got the win. With a 201, he will advance to the championship match. Santu had to have that strike.
No issues with trust. He got that one to the right, gave it all the business, and it made it back up the hill with that much power and angle. It's crazy that nothing knocked that 7-pin over. What an incredible move and commitment the last 4 to 5 shots for Darren down the stretch.
Joe won 192 is the final. Belmo had 194 in his semifinal match. Low scoring, grind out, tough bowling here.
Lots more angle. Got all the way out to about the 4th board. His Redbreak got it all the way back to the pocket, but just couldn't get the head pin on the gutter to get the 7.
So the championship match race to 2 is Darren Tang from Las Vegas. Jason Belmonte, the legend from Australia, will go head to head. One bowler wins Chameleon tonight. Welcome to the Go Bowling halftime show. Let's flashback March of 2019. Thunderbolt lanes outside Detroit. Jason Belmonte knocks out Jacob Butler 235, 227, 21st career PBA Tour title, record-breaking 11th major win, surpassing the great Earl Anthony and the great Pete Weber. All roads, as we know, lead to Thunderball and the PBA World Championships outside Detroit, Saturday, June 13th. Belmo, Brandon Bonta, Zach Wilkins, the Canadian star, Jason Sutter we saw on the show here tonight, and Darren Tang about to take on Belmo. He is the 9th seed at the upcoming World Championships. They'll be on that first show. EJ Tackett trying for a 4th straight World Championship. 200 Chris 5. Who's from a 3-hour game in that building. Yep. Allen Park on TV. Bill O'Neill, Hall of Famer Chris Prager as well, who's won a World Championship as well. 1A field coming up. That's in June. This is now, though, Chris. We talked about a great final with Belmo and Darren Tang.
Yeah, how fitting is it that Darren Tang has changed to two-handed, and now to win his first title two-handed, he has to take on the best to ever do it two-handed.
What advice would you give him right now?
That he's got to commit to his process. What he did those last 4 frames was incredible, really. It's really, really difficult to make those kind of changes, commit to it, and then throw a shot like this. This is the winning shot for him. This is the one that got him to this spot. And he threw a great one when it mattered. Down the stretch, he was excellent. He's going to need a lot more of those, though, as Belmo is now going to get comfortable, and he's got 2 games to do it. Better bring it all.
Race to 2. Belmo, Tang. See who wins this year's Chameleon Championship. Will it be Jason Belmonte for a 4th time, his 9th overall World Series of Bowling title? Will Darren Tang do it here tonight against the legendary two-hander from down under? Belmo Tang, race to 2. It's next from suburban Minneapolis. Welcome back. World Series of Bowling 17 here on CBS Sports Network. One more back to determine who takes home the PBA Tour title in the Chameleon. Monte Tang head to head. This is the 12th event of the year. First 11 of the season. There are a total of 12 different winners. If you include the doubles championship in Portland. It's going to happen again. Another different winner. It must have been a wild year in the PBA Tour. Tang gets a starter. Race to 2. Didn't like it.
It's a
7-pin.
7-pin there.
All right, well.
1 point per win. If we are tied 9th and 10th frame roll off, the tournament champion here tonight. Again, I won the Cheetah last night. Sanders won 2 straight bowled so well for his 3rd title. Pin for there.
Missed a little right on that first shot, was able to get back and get it to the pocket at least, which is probably a little surprising after 210 on a shot that wasn't as far right as that. The second one in the 10th.
Top seed Jason Belmonte. 215, 194 games so far. This race to 2 in his bid for his 33rd career title. Deep.
Yep.
Making the big move left, going back to reactive, using a Viking now. This is what he did in his first match. But Belmo makes the giant walk left with his third step. Sliding almost 40 now. He's in where Santu is, or was. There's a cleaner ball. This is, vintage Belmo over the years. He's able to use that touch, get in there, and use his speed control and repetition to create. Hold with angle and then use the speed and rev rate to get it back around the corner.
Currently 7th, 32 titles. Great late. Mark Roth is 6th with 34. PB3, Parker Bowman 3rd, 5th with 35 for him. Belmont trying to climb the ladder. Greatness. Second frame. Nice.
It appears to me that he's a little more aggressive on that left lane. He knows it's going to hook back, so speed-wise, he's a little bit higher. Throws it to that spot a little quicker, makes him dance.
Back to Darren, second frame. Okay, good shot.
Normally in a stepladder situation, Darren would get shots in between as he was the lower seed. Only the higher seeded player gets on. But since this is match play, both players did get practice, so Darren got to experiment, do anything else he wanted to try as well as Belmo, who came back to get ready for this championship match.
Which is very helpful for TV. Up at Rochester best finish so far this season. It's about to change. Worse than that was runner-up. Tonight, Chameleon.
All right.
6-speed late.
Darren.
Those big challenges he told us this week. Learning how to translate power and ball speed from 1 to 2 hand. Your plus. Since there's 2. Now against the greatest all-time 2. Tie early.
Running 10.
Okay, another good shot. Yeah, compared to how he started last match, where he was a little uncomfortable, didn't quite know what to do on this right lane. He's controlling the pocket early. Now he's just got to dial in a little bit. Most likely going to go a couple more left, go a little slower, just get it to the pocket a little bit differently.
Bonta, Fallata, Brazil. Simonson, Kent, Kroll. Bobarge, Grammer, Chapman, and Wilkins come. Horton and Packer. I mean, it's amazing. All those different winners. Never happened before on the PBA Tour. What do you make of that, Chris?
It's a season of transition. I think that's what's going on. There's a youth movement. There's a power movement. The game is going. If you want to follow like the golf analogy again, where the guys that all hit it further, you're seeing a lot of that. I think it happened with my group back in the late 90s, and you had Houston and Albee and some of those guys in there, and then the younger group starts to push out that group that's been out there for 15 years. And
Interesting. On 3 round.
Look out.
Brooklyn, 9 pins there.
that was not a very good shot.
It's been fun to watch. I mean,
Yeah.
there's so much change this year.
And you do get to see something. I think it's a little bit disrespectful to some of these trainers go, well, it's only power. It's not only power. The thing with the young guys is they're all really good at what they do. They may not be as versatile as a Romani or certainly not a Simonson, but they're good and they hit their target a lot at the things they're best at. And what they're best at is making it hard for some of those old guard, Don Barrett and Tommy Jones. And Bill O'Neill's had a fantastic year, finished the top all year long. but it's making it harder for those guys to make as many shows and to win like they have in the past.
5 different winners in Belmo. Maybe I choose tonight. Not on the list
Right.
yet.
Let's
That's
get
also
or
shug.
EJ.
That's even more shug.
Oh, boy.
Fourth frame.
Hits it.
Liked it. That's why. Up 21. This is a race to 2.
That was left to target. That was oh boy, and as you see, yeah, it just barely clipped the right side of the tracer down there, and he's looking to get at least a board or two on the other side of it. Exceptionally good news. That will loosen your swing a touch. See if he can take advantage of it here on this left lane.
Win probability way up there for DT for now. Goes for a 4-bagger. 31-pin lead. Yes, to a 10-pin.
Great shot there. See it come out. He's on his hand a long time. Good rotation there. It was a little further right than last one, and it came off the spot closer to Santu's ball than Darren's. That's a really good one. Taking advantage of a rare Belmonte miscue.
3-9 spares, first 4 frames for Belmonte. That's a nice shot. Right to the 10-pin. Striking at 5th. This could go to 21.
Right on cue, slid a couple further left. Watch here. And around 40 that time. Just got that spot a little later with a little less speed. Snaps the 10 out.
Lost to the 3rd seed, Andrew Anderson at the TOC outside Akron this year.
Okay.
That was match 2. Beat Brandon Bonton, the star rookie, in the first match. He was the 5 seed that day, trying for his 5th TOC. 6 to cut to 21.
Are you kidding me?
7-10 split. Ouch.
Yeah, now he has a couple of options here. He can either do the same thing where he moves a couple more left on that lane. He's already left sliding left to where he is on the right lane, and throw it slower. But if Darren throws 2 more strikes, he'll probably just make a ball change and look for something better for match 2. Second game.
7-10. Just a 7 out of 10. Very possible make. And look at that, Belmo in a 43-pin hole here in the first match, the race to 2. Championship matchup, head-to-head with Darren Tang. Two-hander against two-hander in mini. Nine spare and then a 4-bagger for Darren Tang here at the Chameleon Championship. We run alongside the Hall of Famer Chris Barnes and our entire crew. Final match, race to 2 for the Chameleon title here at the World Series of Bowling. Day and night 2. Big shot out of the break. Hit by 53 on Belmo.
Wow. See?
Locked in.
He is tough.
It's always hard to regain that intensity and level that you were feeling before right after, and that's what you have to do when you're bowling the greatest.
You got to be great, Chris.
You gotta have your own moments. Gotta show your own.
It's a big shot. 5-bagger, 53-pin lead. Blowing the doors off of Belmo in game 1. Brooklyn, why not?
Why not?
Careful what you ask for. You might get it in a time you don't need it.
Why not, Darren Tang? Why not? Give yourself a
Well, very fortunate.
Brooklyn strike. I was going to unplug that thing. Alright.
Belmo in a lot of trouble.
Nothing happened.
63.
Yep.
Two-pin.
one thing that double does is let Belmo basically experiment for the rest of this game.
Let's start off a little center.
Total games don't matter, so he's just got to find a way to win game 2.
At what point do you think about game 2?
Now,
Already
yeah,
planning things out.
217's is high. It's max score, and Darren's on 250 pace already. And that's 10 boards right with his feet.
All right.
Looking to tighten his ankles up. So he's going to look at different.
More than 4 shots, I would have looked.
Oh, there you go. And I was wrong. But Belmo only got 4 shots when he came back, and Darren did not get any shots in there because he just bowled. So.
We're up by 73.
Not this time.
6-10.
Not
He told us
this
this week.
time.
The last few years, he gave himself a D+. I like to ask the bowlers, rated years. So it's just, I've been so disappointed. Now the transition from 1 to 2-handed makes some noise late in this season. All of a sudden, he's on the show here at Chameleon. And man, what a story here today.
Guys, 3.
It is a difficult process because you do have touch and feel that's built into your game over years. But by switching the process like that, you don't have those, you don't have that recall, you don't have that built-in hundreds of thousands of shots. And so it can be difficult when you're playing against the best in the world and you don't have some of the minutia. When carry's not quite right.
No, way right.
It's way right in 1-2, so
Just a bit outside.
that missed everything. Game is really worrisome for game 2.
Yeah, you'd like to throw that one a little bit better since it's his last shot. I think it's very likely here. He's just going to, I mean, he'll just line up again. It doesn't matter if he makes it or not. That was an eye-out throw, so that was a reactive ball just to see what it would look like. And much like his other reactive ball, it hooked a lot in the middle lane.
Almost over here in game 1. Legendary Jason Belmonte does strike.
With sliding 40 to 28 there. So 12 right with his feet, probably 7 right with his eyes. Go into 17 now, trying to keep it a little more in front of him. Use some of that hold that Kyle may have built in there in that first match. And Belmo as well, right there, both through on your thing.
Title from Belmo last year, done this year.
Now that was a little further left. That was somewhere in between the two. So he's experimenting around with which thing he wants to do, which one looks better, goes through the pins better, and probably balancing that out with what he thinks he can repeat the best.
All looking for a game 2. His 32nd title, Ralph Holman doubles with Bill O'Neill, top seeds, and 1-2-10, 1-6 to 9 for DJ Roger and Sean Malman. Last time he won.
This is the firmer option, a little closer to it.
Red testing, experimenting for the second game.
Yeah, it looks like he doesn't want to change balls. This is the one he's going to go with, so he's just going to find what was the best thing. And he's not a guy that flips around a lot of different balls in general. Finds the balls that he likes, he uses them over and over, and just makes them work. On the strike, you have 217. That'll require Tang to get 2. As
first ball in the 10th. Feel fairly confident that's within his grasp.
Look from there.
So that's what he's going to go with. Went through a couple different options. He didn't say most likely what he does with the field goal as long as it looked good. I'm like, that was right of his target just a little bit and came back. So again, Darren's going to try a reactive ball here.
It's 2 pins officially to wrap this up and win the first game. Just have to keep on the lane, which he'll do. Get 6 and wrap up. Game 1 and erase the 2.
Somewhat important spare just because he gets another basically practice shot.
Phil ball that one extra shot of the 10th, and it is a strike. Leading
All
us to game 2. Game 1 goes to Darren Tank. 241-217. Belmont tries to stay alive next. Welcome back to World Series of Bowling 17 Chameleon Championship from Lucky Strike, Lakeville, Minnesota. Moments from Minneapolis. We wrap up tonight. We're only halfway home because we continue tomorrow on CBS Sports Network. Due time of 6 Eastern.
Oh, the
PBA 50 Petraglia Championship.
Scorpion
PBA 50
Championship is
Scorpion Championship match.
next.
And match play leading us to the finals at 9 Eastern. So new times tomorrow, 6, 7, and 9 Eastern time. The top seed of the Scorpion Championship, Canadian star Zach Wilkins has a time for the shooter. Chris Vite, E.J. Tackett. Our 2 and 3 seeds, Jesper Spensing, Graham Fawn that show, Hall of Famer Sean Rash, Chris Prather, see Santu again, and Darren again. Is the 12 seed. That's tomorrow. This is now. Game 2. Belmont, some loft. Missed the target.
Jesus, bloody
6-9.
All right. Yeah, that's going to be pretty disappointing to him. His last shot, he got it quite a bit further right, and it made it back from a spot that's a surprise, and that was just left of everything from the moment it was off his hand. It shows you even the world's greatest major titleist coming out of his commercial break sometimes just doesn't make his best one.
That's okay. We'll take that as a start.
So Bill's going to deal with that. Room opening, just like that on the bench for Tang. 3 times second place. Does not want to make that a 4th here tonight. The luxury of the 1-0 lead for Tang. Nice shot, trick 10 pin.
Yeah, it's a bit of a free roll because he knows he's going to get into at least a roll-off, but I don't know if anyone really wants to go up against Belmo in a 2-frame match with him on the momentum. So, as the adage goes, you want to beat the best, you got to beat the best. And
I gotta take off my
he's bowling the best
sweatshirt.
two-hander of all time, and
So I know I'm still.
This is a race to 2
Wait a
CB.
minute.
1-1 already for Tang. Belmo's got to win this second game to force the 9th, 10th frame roll-off to determine the winner. Do it. Here's Darren. Talking to it. It listens.
this is when the players have to dig deep. They've bowled 66 games already of competition, plus practice, and now a couple of practice sessions. Pre-show, 1 game for a title, 1 game and 2 frames for Belmont.
Comes in high.
Oh my
Pays the
gosh.
price. 3, 6, 7 tenths.
Okay.
Early disaster for Belmont.
All right.
Yeah, this one surprises him here. The last shot was inside a target. I think that was pretty close there, and it hit up about 4 feet early on the lane. 3, 6, 9, 10. This is going to be a tricky one. Everyone that's hooked urethane at this has missed the 3-pin.
Nope.
Almost, but not the 7-pin. The 25-pin deficit goal for Belmonte. Darren Tang must be saying, thank you. He's got the first 2, and now Belmont's the open.
Now he's going to a rock star. He did throw this the first ball in the 10th. But just that quickly, we've gotten to really the desperation stage. You can't wait any longer with Darren's quick start.
His third. That's high. 3, 6, 10. Able to command the hook.
Okay.
Yeah, I think what's happened here is we're having a little bit of transition, and in the break, maybe just a touch softer, but really the lane goes through these different transitions where the oil gets picked up off the lane and then travels. And this is what's happening to everybody that's got it right to the 3-pin with urethane, is then it doesn't hook.
Now we're
Chris,
up against
another open frame.
And this is a disaster for Belmo, and a golden opportunity for Darren Tang. If he can step up and throw a couple of really good shots here, can take a complete stranglehold.
Wow. 2 of 3 opens for Belmo to begin game 2. Shocker. Go by 46 already.
That was left.
And then he has a split.
Just a touch inside. It looks like he's feeling a little bit of that same transition too. I wouldn't think just Darren by himself throwing a few shots with reactive at the end would have that much impact, but maybe the 2 of them together.
Not to start in game
both
2.
moving to the right,
Now a
both
great
laying it
choice.
down in similar spots, has taken up the little bit of oil there is in this middle part of the lane that's pretty flat.
6, 7, 9, 10. Lot to shoot at. Covers
Yep.
3. Leads the 4, 7. So he spawned to his own open. All of a sudden it's 17. And it looked like Darren was going to run away and hide here.
There's a lot of life left now.
Boost of confidence just went right through the Belmonte camp. But still, the win probability numbers heavily in Darren's favor. As he responded to the open in the 4th. Pretty well.
Yeah,
Right.
Tang goes down the lane.
really good shot. Hard to see from that angle where the ball went through the arrows, but obviously by the result. It was what he wanted. Here's the key. What's he going to do? This is back to the same ball he threw it at the end.
Turn it back and forth.
It's back to what he did early, where he's sliding 40. Now he's moved left.
Oh gosh.
And it's hooking as well.
Goodness.
Okay.
It's like him moving to the
That was a
right,
good shot.
peeled off some oil there, and now everything is hooking more than it was. I expect him to make a giant move left now.
3, 4, 6, 7.
That was like 41, 42. I don't know what he's going to do with the spare, because the one hooked, hit the 3-pin in the face, the next one skidded right by him.
I think we can make it.
Did
Did not.
7 up and incredibly, inexplicably, shockingly, 3 opens for the great Jason Belmonte out of the first 4 frames.
3 slides. He just hits it too good. Literally too good.
He wants to take a re-rack here to
Yeah, this is
stop
Compose
this
himself.
out of control freight train right now. Somehow try to put it back on the tracks.
Now you want to come up with something fun.
At this point, all his options are spinning through his head. What do I want to do? What do I do? It wasn't hooking. This is a monsoon now.
Take some time.
This ball hooks less than any of the balls he's thrown so far, so this will be a little smoother off the spot. Probably sliding about the same place, I would guess, and just hope that it doesn't overhook.
Strikes that back. No strikes for Bellmo here. Game 2. There's one. Finally.
This is a ball I threw a lot in the other center to get to this spot, but that place hooks sooner. See, slides almost 44 there, throws it slower, crosses the arrows at 26. Gears his speed down, doesn't have to worry about this ball overhooking up the back. Now he's inside of everyone's lines.
All right.
Big shot for Tang.
Fifth frame here to go up by 39 and a double for his fifth strike of game 2.
Yep.
Almost a split. Just
Very
unfortunate. That was really close, Chris. To another one.
Yeah, I think he's running some of the same things. He's got a little early hook there. I think he probably did make a little bit of a move, but this isn't, it's just not as far right as he wants. He wants to be on the outside of that tracer. That's on the inside of the tracer. Really fortunate that's not. Got a couple of friends on the other side.
Has the mark. Staying clean now, so critical. Up by 29. So Bellmo's got 32 titles. Darren's 32 years old.
There you go.
I mean, one PBA Tour title. It was 5 years ago in Coldwater, Ohio. BowlerStore.com Classic for Darren.
One of the toughest centers in America.
Yeah, but wow. It's the year of change in the PBA Tour.
Did not catch it.
With disaster as well, too, Penny.
You hear him say that ball's pretty close to done right there. That one got to the right. Now it's starting to. I think it's that early hook. The same thing that Belmo's is overhooking off of with the concept and the lack of flare. It means it's burning out a little bit, so he has no energy at the back of the lane. You can either throw it slower and try and make it last for 4 more shots, or make a ball change.
Halfway point.
All right.
Game 2. Darren Tang 1-0 lead already. In control of game 2, trying for his second career PBA Tour title. Can he close out Bellmo? We find out next.
The PBA World Series of Bowling on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by AMF, the home of PBA, where the pros play. Head to AMF.com to find a center near you.
One of the all-time greats the sport has ever known, Jason Belmonte is in a heap of trouble now. 28 pins, game 2, race the 2 here at the Chameleon. Hey, Chris, our entire crew. Wrapping up the second of 4 days and nights of coverage. World Series of Bowling outside Minneapolis. It's gun time for Belmo. Didn't like it at all. Runaway Brooklyn.
Okay.
Does strike. Stop Williamsburg. Belmo's own World Series Bowling like Belmo, Chris. 3 World Championships. Chameleon 3 times. 8 in all. EJ Tackett about to bid for his 4th straight World Championship this year in Allen Park, Michigan.
So let's get through it.
That shot right there might give him a chance for another one.
Not over yet. 7th frame. Right to 8.
Oh no.
Was so much faster than the last one.
Split, Chris.
He
What
just-
happened?
He just forced it over there. It's so much human nature. The last shot's up the lane. You try and make sure you push it there, but then you muscle push it there, not just let it flow. By doing that, he shoots it long. It's about 3 feet past the break point, and he has paid the price on virtually every other shot except for that Brooklyn.
3 opens already. And now this split.
Okay.
What a conversion to keep alive in game 2. That was an incredible shot.
I mean, it's been a disaster. It's still 21 pins, and Darren can't find a way to throw a double here. He's going to be in play at some point.
Potential match saver, CB. That was incredible.
Now, what's Darren going to do? Stand with the concept. This is his control ball.
An enormous shot to stay in front.
Okay.
Nice run.
Left and slower. He just moved away from the spot a little bit and just fed it there. There you go. Almost like a 2-0 move. It wasn't any further left at the arrows, but his feet were a couple more left. Fed it, got it to 9 around that tracer. That's 10 back.
So already
Dad
close
Thomas
to
is here.
10.
Tracy, girlfriend Jana, family friend, Frankie, business partner, Tim.
Shot of the match for him right here.
All watch it closely. Huge shot.
No.
Aims high. 3-6. Not done yet.
That is the problem, though. Even though his rev rate is a lot higher than it used to be, he's running into all the traffic of Santu and Belmonte over the last several games.
That's the mark. Only 1 point advantage. And off that double split conversion in the 7th. Works on the spare.
If we're gonna do something a little aggressive here. I'm thinking if we get this right.
I think this is a big move left and slow. This is going to be sliding around 45 or 47 lofted, playing about 27 or 28 arrows.
Lots of loft. Strike.
430.
Yeah. They both used strike on the board in the 8th for Belmo.
Yeah, slid about 46, 47. Right around 28, 29. Touched the back end of that strip there. Just got inside of all the lines. And found some hold.
Calls for a re-rack.
At this point, he needs a ball.
Foundation Franco.
Yeah.
I'll do me. You do you.
Big shot of the match. Loft again. Belmo.
No.
This is the target. 3-6.
That lane just hooks more in the mid lane.
Damn it.
Looked like 2 to 3 further left with his feet there. It was everything he was trying to do. It just didn't push across the middle.
You did not do you.
No?
You did not do you.
Okay. So he was trying to push it a little further across then.
Oh, you can make it.
He does know that he has right there in the 9th. Tank can see the finish line. Up 21, 9th frame, works on a spare.
Max score 179 for Belmo.
Couple more goals.
Exactly.
There's Tank. Oh no! 4-7-10 split. Hang on a moment.
Game.
Now it's not huge here where the gap is necessarily, but it's
No.
come down to this. If Darren doesn't double in the 10th, Belmo's going to have an opportunity. And circles are winning the
Man,
tic-tac-toe
these
game right
scores
now.
are crappy.
That's a lot of opens. 2 strikes and 4. Looking for first.
It did not hook it.
2 pin.
That was really close to a 210, which would have meant Belmo could have caught up in the 10th and only needed a mark.
No shot out of Belmo yet.
No, he's got life. The only good news for Jason is he has thrown a strike on this left lane with his latest move. So,
Tony, can I have a react, please?
You got a call here by Tang.
a strike here will mean Jason will need double and 8.
Once again, we will see the great Jason Belmonte step up in the 10th with a chance.
Probably just needs to go a couple left and slower, but it's really easy to say that when your adrenaline's sitting on the couch and not standing in front of the TV lights. Just a better shot. Start that one off of it.
All right.
So 176. Could that be enough to take down the greatest major champion of all time?
We're about to find out, partner. 2 strikes and 8. He'll win game 2. Force a high-tech ring.
There it is.
He's got to have it. Belmo.
No, does not.
2-way to Darren Tang on the bench has won it. Darren Tang takes home the 2026 Chameleon Championship. 2nd career title. Big hug from Mom Tracy on Mother's Day. What a present for her. Dan Thomas. The celebration for Darren Tang. A PBA Tour champion once again. And that's the greatest two-hander of all time. And Belmo's wait for a title will continue. 176, 167. And time for Darren to raise the trophy again. The 5-year wait is over for Darren Tang from Las Vegas. Now the new PBA Tour champion. It's been a wild 2026 season. Chris By, Chris Prather, some of the big names of the sport helped Darren celebrate. Belmo had to have it in the 10th. The double wood. Done deal. And Belmonte denied his 33rd career title. Chris and Darren. Go ahead, guys.
I'm here with Darren Tang. It's been 5 years since your last win. You've gone through a few changes since then. We mentioned earlier that how ironic for you to switch to two-handed and for you to win your first title two-handed, you had to beat the best two-hander of all time. How do you feel right now?
Barney, I can't. I'm choked up. I mean, my family's here, my girlfriend's here, family's here. It means everything. But to be able to bowl against the greatest of all time, in my opinion, for my first two-handed title, it just doesn't get better.
What was going through your mind there at the end? The lanes went through a huge transition. You had to make some changes. What did you do, and what were you thinking?
Yeah, I was just trying to make the best shots possible, stay in the moment. As you probably know, it gets ahead of you a little too quick sometimes. I started thinking about this, that, but I just tried to keep myself grounded, and Belma had a rough start. I just tried to make some good shots down the stretch, and I mean, they got ugly.
So you told Dave earlier that you ranked yourself around D plus so far for this year. How's it feel now?
Oh, no. I said that it was like an A, relatively speaking, A plus for the year.
Oh.
Based on how it's gone performance-wise and expectations, it was like it was more of the spare shooting than anything, but yeah.
Well, congratulations. You're 2026 Chameleon champion. Well done, brother.
Chris, it's an A+ now, that's for sure. It's time to celebrate again with his family. Wow. And Mom, Tracy on Mother's Day gets to hold the trophy. That's pretty cool. There tonight in suburban Minneapolis. Wow. What a moment. High fives all around for Darren Tang. His second career PBA Tour title comes tonight. Congratulations to Darren Tang, the 2026 Chameleon champion. Now for the Hall of Famer Chris Barnes and the entire crew. Dave Ryan saying so long for the Twin Cities. PBA World Series bowling continues live tomorrow 6 Eastern with 5 more hours of coverage. First the PBA 50 Pedragna Championship, followed by a complete coverage of the Scorpion Championship. It's been a presentation of CBS Sports Network, the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. What a moment on Mother's Day for Darren Tang. 2 titles for him, one one-handed, one two-handed in his PBA career.
Alright guys, so that was about it. Also, so that's how long that is. Jesus. So, yeah, that has been the stress for Belmo, but he will be back at the World Championship, which that's what he is on. But I'm going to check and see who else is on the Scorpion Championship, which that'll be up next, and hopefully I don't probably peek at it, which I kind of did, so I kind of knew I didn't say a word. So, and yeah, so hope you guys, everyone, enjoy, and yeah, that's like the great Mother's Day of Darren Tang's mom. So, yeah, it's been like 5 years since he haven't won. So, but now he finally has. So he's been waiting for the next like five years. So I don't think. So I'm not sure what his first win was. I can probably look. So, all right. So hope you guys enjoy. I will be doing the 2026 PBA World Series of Bowling Scorpion Championship. That'll be for tomorrow, the same time, 4:30 or 5 p.m. So it's the choices. So hope you everyone enjoy, and I'll see you guys tomorrow of the Scorpion Championship. Good night, everyone.